talking. Put your head to the ground when I walk in. You should proceed with caution. You could get cut up for free, that's a walk-in. Don't need your offering. Come in my office, speaking to me as a fee. I'm an impress. He might be hotter than y'all, but I'm heat to a different degree. Don't believe, come and see. Fuga. When it open, it go right through you. Give me an inch and I'll show you a roller. When you see me, freeze, producer, you can get skilled. I'll be the best, I mean nobody better. You best in your era, I'm best in wherever, whenever, forever. I sit at the top, even when you giving all that you got. All that I'm giving to you is a box. That mean that you better chill. Popping out when I'm breaking the seal. No Shibuya, you can't level the field. Gassed up like he empathy till he gotta face the greatest in history. No doubt that he may have faith in ability. Only way that's gonna play is my victory, and that's a split decision. Cut him deep, that's a big incision. Hit my target with elite precision. You call him great in his peak position. If this competition was shame.
What is up, guys? Dashing here, and live we are for episode 116 of Octane, and apparently Ruby Rebel has shown up ready for a war. Kicking things off, coming out here to... Look, we don't have the budget for this. Where did she get the money to put this together? I'm telling you right now, man. Better not have come out of my paycheck. That's all I have to say. Well, Celestia is bringing out the big guns. Or I should say Ruby Rebel bringing out the big guns in order to deal with Celestia. Here to kick off Octane episode 116. Yes, Rebel one-on-one with Celestia here. Well, it's a big night of action, my friends. Here on Octane, and our main event, we're looking forward to. Going to see the Regulators, the Octane Tag Team Champions Aaron Stone and Emmett Jones take on the Global Champion John Reed and a partner, question mark. Has John Reed found himself a partner for the main event? That's the big question. Or will it end up being a handicap matchup? We'll have to wait and see. But speaking of Aaron Stone and Global Champion John Reed, the finals of the Global Championship Tournament right here tonight. Bob Luger one-on-one with the Bloody Brick Chris Andrews. The winner joins Stone and Reed at Climb to Fame in just a little over a week in that triple threat ladder match for the Global Championship. And very interesting that we do not see the rest of the Undisputed Elite out here alongside Ruby Rebel. Typically they are never apart from each other. When one of them might have a matchup, the rest at ringside. That raises an eyebrow for me. But I got a feeling maybe it won't be long until we see them. Celestia still with the half of the Women's Tag Team Championship despite Sarah Miller being back. But actually I had Celestia on what's the 411 CMV, and I asked Celestia about this what's going on with the Women's Tag Team Championship. Will Celestia be relinquishing their half of the championship? And Celestia said she's game for anything. Whether Alice Blake and Sarah Miller kind of want to maybe throw the titles around between the three of them, or Celestia says they'll be completely fine giving the championship back to Sarah Miller. But, well, speaking of Sarah Miller, she returns to action here tonight. Going to be one-on-one with Cassidy Vance. That's later, though. Right now, it is Ruby Rebel and Celestia one-on-one. And we got no Undisputed Elite out here. No Sarah Miller or Alice Blake in the corner of Celestia either, but I'm sure that's more because Sarah Miller's preparing for her matchup. Probably getting ready with Alice Blake in the back right now. And Celestia, of course, helped Alice Blake to retain the Women's Tag Team Championship against the Undisputed Elite last week here on Octane. Celestia said on social media that the way they were looking out there, it's like what was the direct quote? They crossed the Mother River with George Huntington. Something to that effect. They did look great. Look, there's no denying that. They looked incredible. But the Undisputed Elite, there's also no doubt about it. They gave the champions a hell of a run for their money, man. It was a phenomenal matchup. But to be honest, Alice Blake barely kept her winning streak intact, her undefeated record here in CMV with that cheeky roll-up in the end. Nice referee right here just in the way of this shot. And Celestia going to call Ruby Rebel a loser early on. I don't know if I'd go that far. Okay. Going to slap across the chest. Interesting tactic by Celestia, who rolls to the outside. Now going to jump back into the ring where Rebel is waiting for Irish Whip. Remember, the mission statement for the Undisputed Elite here in the new season is to capture every single championship in the women's division. They tried to start last week with the women's tag team titles. They came up short, but they're not giving up so easily. I want that women's world championship as well, held by Alice Blake, of course. Ruby Rebel herself failed to qualify for the Rising Star ladder match a couple of weeks ago. Lost to Quinn Bell. And speaking of that, our final qualifier. Oh, look at that. Gouging the eye. Ruby Rebel thinking quick and now takes advantage with that moonsault into the sort of right off. On a headbutt toward the sun don't shine. As I was saying, though, our final Rising Star ladder match qualifier a little bit later on going to be Lily Murphy one-on-one with Fig to see who's going to be the sixth woman to join. Quinn Bell, Chloe Marks, Ashley McKay, Dallas Cole, and Giovanna Vance. Celestia, of course, former women's world champion, also on What's the 411 CMV. Celestia told me that they plan on eventually challenging Alice Blake to a rematch for the Women's World Championship, but not exactly saying when that will be. Celestia, though, did say that they hope Alice Blake understands, look, it's nothing personal. We can still be friends, but the Women's World Championship is the Women's World Championship, and I want it back. Right now, though, more concerned with Ruby Rebel as this fight spills to ringside. And Celestia will go after the knees here of Rebel with this Indian deathlock applied. If the Fly Girls Club, Pats LaFaves, whatever you might want to call them, do decide to float around the Women's Tag Team Championship, use that Freebird rule, that will definitely put the rest of the division on notice. You'll never know who you're going to be challenging. Could it be the combination we saw last week with Celestia and Alice Blake, or the usual combination of Sarah Miller and Alice Blake, or perhaps Celestia and Sarah Miller? Well, there's a big double boot stop from off the top and into the pin. 1, 2, but a kick out by Ruby Rebel. Celestia, though, quickly back to her feet as she looks for a stop. Oh, going for the moon stomp. Instead, into a little bit of a Black Widow. Able to think quick on their feet. Celestia now has Ruby Rebel caught in a real bad way with this Black Widow. And she taps. That's a tap right there. But as soon as the match ends, the rest of the Undisputed Elite, I was wondering where they were. And as soon as the match ends, man, not even time to blink your eyes. And where the hell are Sarah Miller and Alice Blake? I know they're getting ready for Sarah Miller's match later on tonight, but they're nowhere to be found here to help out their friend as the Undisputed Elite leaves Celestia unconscious in the middle of the ring. Man, the Undisputed Elite Suplex and Tori Doyle there were on their way down the ramp before Ruby Rebel even actually tapped out to that Black Widow. But, well, Rebel might have lost that match, but the Undisputed Elite having the last laugh here tonight as Celestia gets taken out. And again, I imagine Sarah Miller, maybe they weren't even watching that matchup, getting ready for her match later on tonight against Cassidy Vince. But still, how are you not going to come out there and help your friend when she's getting beat down 3-on-1? I digress, though, as we get ready for our next matchup. And the cheeky thief, I've taken to call him a thief of the night. We certainly saw that exemplified last week here on Octane, guys. Triple threat matchup, which saw the debuts of Kendrick Russell, this man right here, Dusty Burns, and Isaac Diaz. Hell of a triple threat matchup. In the end, though, we saw Kendrick Russell utilize a razor's edge, that crucifix powerbomb, taking out Isaac Diaz, but then it was Dusty Burns who swooped in like an eagle, eagle-eyed, taking out Kendrick Russell and then stealing the pin, pinning Isaac Diaz to win the triple threat matchup. He's not going to be able to do that here tonight, though, as this is straight up one-on-one, and Kendrick Russell said on social media going to make Dusty Burns pay for taking that debut win from him, stealing his spotlight. We'll see what Burns is able to do here when he can't rely on somebody else's dirty work to get the job done. And being faced with a beast like this man right here, of course, representing pure excellence. Kendrick Russell is a man truly blessed, and he's looking to bring some blessings to CMV. Dusty Burns getting in the way of that, though. Now Russell going to make him pay. Also still to come, guys, right here tonight. As I said, going to see Cassidy Vance one-on-one with a returning Sarah Miller. Also, guys, we're going to hear from Corvo Jack. He and Silas Blackwell not here tonight, not in action, recovering from their parking lot brawl last week. Left both men injured, and Corvo Jack's got some things to say, though. We're going to hear from him a little bit later on. Don't forget Bob Luger, the Bloody Brick Chris Andrews, finals in the Global Championship Tournament. And in our main event, has John Reed found a tag team partner to take on the Regulators, or will he be going it alone? Obviously, that's not worked out for him these last couple of weeks. The victim of a 2-on-1 beatdown numerous times, courtesy of Emmett Jones and Aaron Stone. But right now, here we go. Dusty Burns, Kendrick Russell going one-on-one. No Isaac Diaz in the mix. As Burns, though, tries to go after. Oh, right into the pin. Oh, trying to maybe make off with another quick win, but no such luck for the film. We're getting to a part number 5, but I don't know about Dusty's chances here. Obviously, the much bigger. Oh, but look at that. Dusty Burns is able to overpower Kendrick Russell in that collar and elbow tie-up, that test of strength. Didn't see that coming. Kendrick Russell is obviously the taller man, probably has at least a good 20 pounds on Dusty Burns. And again, we're going to see Dusty able to push Russell back into the corner. Will we get a clean break? Yes, we will. Kendrick Russell back to the collar and elbow tie-up. These two really feeling each other out. You know, a triple threat matchup, you really don't have the chance to do this. It's chaotic, it's hectic, as we saw last week. Dusty Burns got a waist lock cinched in nice and tight. Kendrick Russell trying to uninterlock the fingers here. There we go. Now he's able to get behind Dusty Burns. A waist lock of his own. Look how he wrenches him back and forth as well. Attacking, trying to gas your opponent. Ooh, nice reversal into a reverse chin lock by Dusty Burns here. Oh, and he's going to wrench on that thing as well. Look at that. This is a maneuver that can very quickly turn from maybe more of a wear down maneuver to a submission. You get a rear naked choke in there. Better grip, better positioning, but Dusty Burns going to let it go as he gets out onto the apron and slingshots into the ring for a spear attempt, I think, which Kendrick Russell wanted no part of, and a big knee to the gut might have cracked a rib. As this big man, Kendrick Russell, repping pure excellence. Might feel like he let down pure excellence last week, because obviously it's been such a great start to the season for them over on Shockwave, winning non-stop. And then he gets potentially a huge win last week, stolen from him by Dusty Burns, who wants to make up for it here tonight. Oh boy, maybe a very short-range super kick. And right to the top, though. After nailing it, Dusty gonna fly. Tries for a little bit of a lowdown, but Kendrick Russell seen it coming. And now an Irish whip off the ropes. Ooh, Ooh, nice discus, big boot. From the one who is blessed, but Dusty Burns, I don't think he's feeling very blessed right about now. Rolls through the Northern Light suplex into a little bit of a brain buster, and Kendrick Russell's starting to feel himself right now, it's looking like, but Burns not out of this one yet. Tries for a knife edge chop. Well done to block it by Kendrick. Tries to take him for a walk, but elbows to the midsection repeatedly by the film. And it ain't a rom-com. It is a horror movie when you're in that ring with Dusty Burns. Beating his chest. Looking like he's off that booze juice, but Kendrick Russell blocks the forearm smash attempt out onto the apron. A roar from Dusty Burns trying to maybe low-key mark his territory here. Nice shoulder thrust and hops back into a German suplex from Kendrick Russell. Over the pin after that, that could do it. 1, 2, but a kick out. Tries to get right back to his feet, does Dusty, but Kendrick Russell keep it on him, knows he's got him hurt. Might not have been able to get the job done, that German suplex, but it rocked Dusty Burns, and now, oh, jumping complete shot. Just like that. No pomp, no circumstance. Kendrick making sure there's no lucky rope breaks of any kind. 1, 2, 3, no. That was not a 3 count, 2.999, and maybe those precious few seconds Russell wasted dragging him away from the ropes might be what cost him a little of the power on display. Military press. Dusty says, get me out of here. Looking for a little bit of a breather, but Russell, not just a big guy, off the top, goes flying with a clothesline, crumples. Dusty Burns tries to go for the knees again. Not a bad strategy when you're against the bigger opponent. Oh, rips first through the barricade, but Kendrick Russell quickly fires back. And just yeets him overhead. Nothing fancy about it, but effective for sure. Ever since Dusty Burns got hit with that big German suplex, man, it's been virtually one-sided. Kendrick Russell dominating. Now we're back in the ring. He's taking his time. He's slowing the pace as Kendrick Russell to this into a gator roll. And going to transition very nicely into a crossface. If he's able to trap the arm, might have it better secure, but I think he's just trying to wear Dusty down a bit more rather than try to get him to tap. Now goes for the pin, though. 1, 2, kick out by Burns. Sticking in it, man. Not going down without a fight here, Burns. Tries for a big boot. Nice rolls out of the way, but not able to avoid that clothesline. And another one. Dusty gets to his feet. Big kick. Tripped up, though. Oh, and Russell, he's in the zone. This is bad for Dusty Burns. Kendrick grabbing a hold of the arm. Takes him down to one knee. Dusty's fighting, man. He's fighting back. Repeated punches to the gut. He's able to get himself free. Nicely done. There's that drop kick to the knee. As he quickly goes for the... Oh, look at the way he's got Kendrick's arm trapped. There we go. Better locked in now, but I think Dusty Burns struggled to really get that properly applied, and that allows Russell to get himself free again, just overhead. Like it's nothing, up to the second rope. Russell now lining up his shot. What's he going to try for here? Big drop kick. Perfectly executed. And that might be the beginning of the end here for Dusty Burns. Russell going to take him for a walk. Nice and slow into the corner. Turns him around. Tries for a forearm, though. Maybe a bit too much playing around. Forearm smashed by Dusty. And there's another one. Now the Tanahashi clothesline. Dusty going to go to the top. Will he try for the loadout again? It didn't go his way earlier. No, a swanton bomb this time. And into the pin. 1, 2. Kick out by Kendrick. What a match this has been. Oh, Dusty. He's got that energy coursing through his veins. What's coming next? Oh, big springboard cutter. Into the pin. Does the film have it? Is it time to roll the credits here? No, a kick out by Russell. Dusty, though, still focused. Still locked in. Full Nelson face buster. He's giving Kendrick everything. 1, 2. No, another kick out. You gotta be kidding me. What more does Dusty Burns have to do? Spikes him with a DDT. As now Burns getting frustrated. He's gonna resort to some mounted punches. I don't blame him. 3 heavy shots in a row. None of them enough to keep Russell down. And again, Dusty Burns trying to psych himself up, trying to keep himself focused. Great reversal into the swamp package. Will it be Kendrick Russell stealing the win here tonight? No. That would have been quite apropos. Uh-oh. Dragged. More towards the center of the ring. Russell, he's got something in mind now that Dusty Burns most certainly is not going to like. Shots the elbow. From the elbow to the gut. You get Burns free. You can see both guys moving a lot slower at this point. What a matchup this has been. As Dusty Burns proved himself to be an opportunist last week. Proved himself to be one hell of a fighter here tonight. There's that slingshot spear! Tried earlier to no avail. Back to the top. Will it be the lowdown? Yes, he gets it this time. It connects. 1, 2. Kick out. Burns, if I'm him right now, man, I'm wondering what in God's name has to be done to keep this big old beast of a man down. Maybe Kendrick Russell really is blessed. He's got the wrestling gods on his side here tonight. And now Russell, who's got to be hurting. Oh, tries for a big boot. Dusty gonna catch him. Take him for a ride. Fireman's carry sets him up. Big kick to the back of the head. This is quite a distance. I don't know about this, Dusty. Oh, the slingshot spear. Missed it though, and Kendrick is trying to get him into the corner. I don't know what Kendrick Russell is trying to set up in the corner. Oh, nice shining wizard right there, by the way. Knee right upside the head. Maybe that will finally be what it takes. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Maybe try to lock in that modified crossface. Jumping complete shot. A second time. 1, 2. What? Kendrick Russell. No more playing around, though. He's all business. What a kick. What a kick. 1, 2, 3. You're not getting up from that. Holy cow, man. What a match. But Kendrick Russell, true. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's he? Oh, Kendrick Russell's not done. He's got a steel chair. Dusty Burns, completely vulnerable. But it's Isaac. Isaac Diaz is here, taking the chair from Kendrick and making sure that Dusty Burns lives to fight another day. The blue-haired bastard with quite the save here tonight. Well, Kendrick Russell, thanks to Isaac Diaz, unable to carry out what may have been a career-shortening attack with that steel chair. Dusty Burns better be drafting up quite the thank you note for Mr. Isaac Diaz. But as we continue here on Octane, episode 116, guys, up next, It is our first look, the debut of Van Lightning, a man driven by nothing more than 4 Loko and a couple of raw chicken eggs. Look at the muscles, the veins bulging. A real throwback to a bygone era. Van Lightning, though, he might need some Boone juice, considering who's he up against right here tonight. No easy task for Lightning in his CMV debut, as he'll be going one-on-one with one half of the Dramatic Dream Team, the former 3-time undisputed world heavyweight champion, Ricky Delaney, making his season debut, and of course, with his tag team partner Kai Thatcher by his side. Guys, we better buckle up for this one. This is going to be 2 hogs going at it here on Octane, episode 116. Obviously, Ricky Delaney unable to capture the Global Championship at the end of last season, a part of that championship scramble. But he's back, he's looking jacked, he's looking great. He's got Kai Thatcher in his corner. And unfortunately, we're looking to use Van Lightning as a stepping stone here tonight. Of course, we saw Kai Thatcher in action a couple weeks ago, part of that #1 contenders match for the Pure Championship against Corvo Jack, which unfortunately was ruined by Silas Blackwell. We still don't have a #1 contender for the Pure Championship, Alaric's Pure Championship. And this matchup going to get underway, and Van Lightning with that 4 Loko. I wonder what his favorite 4 Loko flavor is. I'm more of a blue raspberry guy when I do decide to ruin my night and have a 4 Loko every now and then. You know, someone like Van Lightning, he can handle it. I get halfway through a can of 4 Loko, and I might be dead for the rest of the week. But I don't know, he strikes me maybe a fruit punch kind of guy. Van Lightning, he might mix all the flavors into one. Just looking at this guy. Big half Nelson suplex, though, from Ricky Delaney. Hawks with the sub. You beauty. Love you. As Kai Thatcher tries to rally behind Ricky Delaney here, the former Octane Tag Team Champions. They're going to get their gold back here in the new season. Of course, the main event will see the current champions, the Regulators, in action, taking on John Reed and a partner, question mark. Has John Reed found somebody to help him out in the main event? We'll have to wait and see as Delaney tries to end things early. Got a 2 count there out of Van Lightning. Oh, hoists him up. Running power slam. And again into the pin. Going to try to show mercy on Van Lightning. Put him away early, but Lightning continues to kick out. Another drop across the chest. This is a former 3-time undisputed world heavyweight champion. Talk about getting thrown into the deep end. Look, I wanted to test Van Lightning. I gave him this matchup because I saw Van Lightning in catering, man. Took one look at this guy, and I said he has the potential to really go far here on Octane. He's got the energy, that's for damn sure. Let me see how he does against the legend. And I'll tell you what, so far not looking too great, but he is standing toe-to-toe with Delaney here as they exchange smacks and slaps. God damn, right across the face with Delaney. Oh, and one to the chest, too, puts him down. Oh, boy. Flapjack. My man saw his life flash before his eyes right there. Like I see it when I took a 4 Loko. And now some smashing shots from the camel clutch position. Delaney, we all know what comes next. Oh, well, I thought he was going for the spear, but instead of running forearm to the face. 1, 2. Oh, only a 2 count. Oh, Lightning's to his feet! Lightning, the 4 Loko, coursing through his veins! He ain't dead yet! Looking for the steal. Whoa, counter though by Delaney. 1, 2, counter again! 1, only a 1 count. And then, no! Delaney goes for the interceptor. Lightning caught him. Big clothesline. Lightning out of the top rope. Van Lightning gonna fly. Elbow! Right to the heart. Macho Man style. But a kick out. Dragged by arm and by leg towards the center of the ring. Van Lightning. Never been accused of being a smart man, I feel like. But hopefully he smartens up here, tries to put Delaney away. But smashed in the corner. Oh, Delaney, the juggernaut. Sends him off the ropes. Intercept again. Van Lightning seen it coming again. The interceptor avoided. Like the Black Plague. Well, Van Lightning knows he gets hit with that. Losing the matchup might be the least of his worries. I've seen one of his ribs might be shattered to a fine powder. Another running power slam by Delaney. As he eats. Van Lightning up into a spinebuster. Kai Thatcher continuing to watch from ringside. Delaney now pulls him to his feet. Spinning back fist. That might do it. That might be a knockout. 1, 2. Almost. Van Lightning comes to, but barely. That might have been nothing but instinct alone. And here again is the power of the juggernaut. I mean, especially against someone the size of Van Lightning. Ricky Delaney able to do this with ease. Toss him around like a rag doll. Oh, Van Lightning gonna say, how do you do to Kai Thatcher? As he looks to take a breather back into the ring, though. Gonna send Delaney off the ropes. Van Lightning, drop down. Leapfrog. Big boot. Right in the kisser. Now it's to Retro. Body splash, keeping it simple. Late in the matchup here. Van Lightning more cautious than perhaps at the start of the matchup. Off the ropes he goes. Nice running blockbuster. And to the top. Maybe another elbow drop. Yes, indeed, but this time Delaney saw it coming. Reacts quick with that clothesline as well. And no more interceptor. As we get instead. Oh! Van Lightning dropped on his head. Just like he was when he was a baby. But able to kick out of that. I don't even know what to call that. It's like a modified Uranagi. I don't know. Just tossed him overhead. Gets him over though. Might have kicked out, but unresponsive as Ricky Delaney now shows off his wrestling background. And right into that gut wrench suplex again. As he drags Van Lightning. Wants to keep him away from the ropes. Setting him up for what? Oh my God! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That might have been 9, 10 times. I haven't seen a giant swing like that in years. Van Lightning about to barf. And there's the interceptor. Third time's the charm. 1, 2, 3. Ricky Delaney victorious. And Van Lightning's lucky he didn't leave a puddle of Four Loko in the middle of the ring after getting tossed around like that. Ricky Delaney taking no prisoners here in the new season. Gorgeous flapjack. We all know I love a flapjack. Van Lightning's credit, man, he survived a lot longer than I thought he would. There was the beginning of the end for Van Lightning when Ricky Delaney hit this. Dropped Van Lightning right on the top of his head. He was able to kick out, but he was completely gone, unresponsive. And then Delaney hit him with this. This might have been a little bit unnecessary, to be honest. The giant swing. Almost threw him clean out of the ring. And here it was, the third time's the charm. Interceptor cutting down Van Lightning for the win. The Juggernaut, Kai Thatcher, the Dramatic Dream Team. Great start to the new season. Marisa Masami got that win on Shockwave a couple days ago as well. Things looking good for the Dramatic Dream Team.
Écoute-moi bien, Silas. Tu as atteint la limite. Je suis un vétéran et j'ai connu des adversaires obnubilés par Corvo Jack. Mais tu fais partie du top 3. Mais pourquoi? Je vais vous répondre à tous. Silas a peur de moi. Il a peur de ce que je peux devenir ici. Il sait qu'avec l'or entre mes mains, je suis imparable. Alors il m'a coûté ma chance au titre. En attaquant mon bras, on continue. Je ferai en sorte d'obtenir une nouvelle ceinture autour de ma taille. En la fabriquant avec tes bras. Je suis bientôt à 100%. Retrouvons-nous vite.
Well, as you heard there, my friends, Corvo Jack obviously very fired up and keen on getting some retribution against Silas Blackwell. As I mentioned earlier, though, both of them not here tonight. Injured after their, let's call it, scuffle in the parking lot outside of the arena last week. But as Corvo Jack laid out the challenge there, it has been made official. Next week, here on Octane, we will get the one-on-one matchup. Silas Blackwell, Corvo Jack here on Octane. Well, obviously, both men wanting a shot at the Pure Championship. I don't know how Kai Thatcher feels. It's kind of just been shooed out of the whole number one contenders conversation by both Blackwell and Jack. But nonetheless, what Corvo Jackson is going to rip off Silas's arms and fashion a belt out of them. That'd be something to see. I don't know if that's exactly PG, though. But nonetheless, the action continues here on Octane, number 116, my friends. And blessed for the sub, Aaron. And Reggie. This is Cassidy Vance. Set to go one-on-one with Sarah Miller. Making her season debut and return. Of course, last week we saw Celestia have to fill in for Sarah Miller as they and Alice Blake defended the women's tag team titles against the Undisputed Elite guys. The question is, where were these two earlier tonight when Celestia was getting beaten down 3-on-1 by the Undisputed Elite? Sarah Miller, I'm sure, was getting ready for this matchup. You know, fair enough. But where was Alice Blake? And after all Celestia has done for them, I don't know. Look, I'm not the type to try to cause problems. You all know me. I never instigate. I'm the opposite of an instigator. But maybe it's just me. I don't know. I digress. As Alice Blake going to be in the corner here for Sarah Miller taking on Cassidy Vance. And with the return of the Tag Team Cup being announced, guys, for next month, and for the very first time ever, it will not only be a 2-night event, but the second night will play host to the inaugural Women's Tag Team Cup. A team like Cassidy Vance and Giovanna out there in her corner, you know, they're looking to be one of those 8 teams to take the trip on over to Japan. And the winners of the Cup then, of course, challenge for the Women's Tag Team titles on the night. Will Sarah Miller and Alice Blake and Celestia, whomever still hold the titles by then. That remains to be seen. Of course, Alice Blake there in the corner of Sarah Miller, the current Women's World Champion, as well as Cassidy Vance. Knows what a huge opportunity this has to be for her. She lost her debut triple threat matchup on the Shockwave season premiere. She's been in the corner of Giovanna Vance the last couple of weeks. Of course, Vance a couple days ago on Shockwave qualifying for the Rising Star ladder match. We'll have our final qualifier for that coming up in a little bit. It's going to be Lily Murphy and Fig one-on-one. Cassidy Vance, of course, the younger sister of Blake Virtue, winner of the second season of the Reality of Wrestling. She'll strike out on her own and make a name for herself. That's why she changed her last name for Virtue to Vance. Doesn't want to only be known as Blake Virtue's little sister. I'll tell you right now, she has taken it to Sarah Miller at the start of this matchup. Sarah Miller, since debuting here in CMV the end of last season alongside Alice Blake, undefeated, unpinned, unsubmitted, hasn't even been counted out. Same with Alice Blake as well. I'm looking to keep it that way here in her season debut as we get a nice running neck twist. Oh, but Giovanna running her mouth at ringside. The rookie tried to get under the skin of Miller, and it's going to pay off here. Allows Cassidy to get to her feet, and a nice inverted catchphrase. And rallying now. Up on the second rope, the fans getting behind Vance. And she delivers a big drop kick to Miller. Can't believe the way this one is going so far. Maybe Sarah Miller making her return a little bit prematurely. Waited another couple of weeks, perhaps. Let Celestia continue to do her dirty work for her. I just gotta wait to hear from Celestia and what they have to say about what transpired earlier tonight and her supposed friends not being there to back her up. But oh, Sarah Miller looking a little bit worried as Cassidy Vance gets to her feet after getting knocked to ringside. And guys, also still coming up here tonight, the finals of the Global Championship Tournament. Bob Luger one-on-one with the Bloody Brick Chris Andrews. Which one of them is going to join Aaron Stone and John Reed at Climb to Fame, a triple threat ladder match with the Global Championship on the line? We've also still got Max Cutter and Alex Young in an Anarchy Rules match coming up. And in our main event has John Reed found himself a partner to take on the Regulators in a tag team matchup. Up to a count of 9 here, Cassidy Vance. Not worried though, having until 20 to get back into the ring. Big elbow, that could have gone so bad. They could have landed on the steel steps potentially, but well, lucky for Cassidy, it pays off. And Giovanna going to try to stay out of the way here as Vance tosses Miller back into the ring. Guys, might have her beat here. Shoots the half. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, but a kick out by Miller. To her feet. Just in time for Cassidy to put her right back down with that springboard clothesline. And a double axe handle. There's another one. Cassidy Vance, man, showing up tonight. Leaving it all on the line, and has been dominating this matchup against someone who's been as right into the cutter. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, but a kick out. That combination was lethal, man. Oh, and it's still not over. Big spear from Cassidy out of the corner. And she's calling for it again. If one ain't enough, how about two? But Miller, with her power, turns it into a slam. And now, a little bit of a five-knuckle shuffle. Bam! Knuckle sandwich. For Cassidy Vance, who's staring up the lights now. Quick kick to the top of the head, though, she's to her feet. Knee to the gut. Forearm smash gets caught, though. Miller takes her down, has her caught. Arm trapped, leg hooked, but a kick out at 1. Okay, guys, Sarah Miller unpinned, unsubmitted since debuting here in CMV. The powerhouse Pixie. You might not think about it looking at her, but might be pound for pound one of the strongest women in all of CMV. She's stronger than most of the men, probably. Up to the top rope goes Cassidy Vance. Calling her shot. Miller to her feet. Tries to just throw herself at Sarah Miller, and it does not pay off, unfortunately. Double knees to the gut, not once but twice, and it ain't nice. Cassidy Vance. Pixie Plex from Sarah Miller. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Kick out, though, by Cassidy, keeping her head above the water. But barely, and Cassidy Vance learning firsthand just why Sarah Miller is so dangerous. Despite Cassidy dominating this matchup for the first half, Sarah Miller has made an uber comeback, and it's just all over Cassidy Vance now. And Alice Blake cheering her on. Dropping a knee across the lower back. Miller gonna pick her up. And go back into the ring, maybe with a counter. Gonna send Sarah Miller ribs first into the side of the steel steps. I assure you that does not tickle. Elbows go to the midsection. Back and forth these two go now. Irish whip. Oh, and Cassidy. Kidneys first into the side of the steel barricade. How about a face full of steel? Crunchy on the floor. This one's over, but Sarah Miller not content. A Pixie Plex on the floor at ringside. And Miller can take all the time she wants right now. Miller back into the ring, count of 14, guys. I don't think Cassidy Vance is getting up. Miller stomping her feet, marking her territory. Yeah, Cassidy's out. Giovanna trying to scream at her, get up, get up. Cassidy has made it to her feet. Count of 18, can she do it? Yes! She makes it back into the ring. What resolve, what a heart showcased by Cassidy Vance here tonight. Breaks free. And an Irish whip now going to send her off the ropes. Try for a belly to belly, but a nice trip by Miller. Sarah Miller, eyes wide, almost shocked here at the fact that Cassidy Vance is able to get back into the ring like that. And now a fisherman's driver. Not looking good, though. Might have been for naught. Oh, and tying up those legs. Cloverleaf. Cloverleaf locked in. That Pixie Plex on the floor. Doing damage to the back, but what a reversal. Rolls back into a drop kick. What a humdinger and a half this one has been. Coming out party for Cassidy Vance. As Sarah Miller now gets thrown down onto the floor. But Cassidy not looking for the count out win. Instead stalking Miller from up on the apron. Waiting for her to get up as Cassidy off the top. What the hell was she even trying for there? I couldn't tell you, but well, it backfired. That at least for sure I know. Now Cassidy looking she didn't break her back. Gonna slam Sarah Miller face first off the apron. Screaming at Sarah Miller to get up. Spear! Get her back into the ring! Cassidy might have this, holy shit. Miller is hurt. A second spear. Can it be? 1, 2. No, too much time. Way too much time. Getting Sarah Miller into the ring. Hang on. Cassidy going to try to get her into the corner now, but a counter the Irish whip. Sarah Miller with a slow, cautious approach. She's not playing around with Cassidy Vance anymore, that's for sure. Off the rope she goes. Vindication! Only the absolute biggest voice Vindy fan. And now from breaststroke Miller. Locked, loaded, trying for a Meteora. Cassidy gets out of the way though, and an Irish whip instead into the corner. Elbow to the jaw, gonna stun her. Swings her around, no, hook to the jaw. There's the cutter! Cassidy's gonna do it! She's gonna do it! 1, 2, 3! Holy shit! Cassidy Vance has ended the months-long winning streak of Sarah Miller. The first woman to find a way to put Sarah Miller down for a 3 count. And what a match. There's a reason Cassidy Vance was the winner of the second season of the Reality of Wrestling. And we just saw it right there. Sarah Miller. Pinned as clean as can be. And here's what did it. Big hook to the jaw. Saw her opening. Last ditch effort. And boy did it pay off. 1, 2, 3. Cassidy Vance with an unbelievably huge win. As she celebrates with Giovanna. What a couple of weeks for these two women, huh? And coming up next here on Octane, episode 116, my friends, it is our final Rising Star Ladder Match qualifier, the 6th and final spot about to be filled by either this woman right here, Lily Murphy, or her opponent, Fig. And they will join Quinn Bell, Chloe Marks, Ashley McKay, Dallas Cole, and Giovanna Vance at Climb to Fame, 6-woman ladder match with the winner receiving a shot at Maggie Shaw and her Rising Star Championship. Lily Murphy, who we saw debut a couple of weeks back, Shockwave's season premiere triple threat matchup, winning, defeating Danielle Hart, and the woman we just saw pick up that huge win against Sarah Miller, Cassidy Vance. Her opponent likewise coming off a big win, Fig, who last week here on Octane defeated Brina Story in a great matchup. Of course, later on tonight we're going to see Brina Story one-on-one with her stalker, it would appear. Salem was in that matchup last week between Fig and Brina Story. Salem showed up, revealed herself to be the one that cost Brina Story that matchup against Tori Doyle, holding her back at the barricade disguised as a crazed fan, and then pulling some ish last week as well. But, well, Fig proved herself to be quite the sportsman in that matchup. Didn't take advantage of the distraction when she very well could have. And victorious in the end anyhow, as now she looks to punch her ticket to climb to fame. And guys, still to come, the finals of the Global Championship Tournament. Bob Luger one-on-one with the Bloody Brick Chris Andrews, who will join Aaron Stone and John Reed at Climb to Fame in a triple threat ladder match for the Global Championship. And speaking of our main event, Aaron Stone and Emmett Jones taking on John Reed and a tag team partner if John Reed can find one. All right, now here we go. It's Lily Murphy. Big one-on-one for this final spot in the Rising Star ladder match. And in that matchup, a real taste of this women's division. I feel like you got the stalwart veterans, the likes of Quinn Bell and Chloe Marks. You've got those that have been here for a minute. You know, maybe not too long, but they've been around the block, the likes of Ashley McKay and Dallas Cole. And then you've got the brand newcomers, Giovanna Vance, and either one of these two. So it's a real palette of this CMV women's division, I feel like, in that Rising Star ladder match. And, well, one of those six earns a shot at Maggie Shaw in the Rising Star Championship. And speaking of Maggie Shaw, of course, she'll be busy at Climb to Fame herself, taking on Ruby Cage one-on-one non-title matchup. We saw those two have to be pulled apart by the ref a couple nights ago on Shockwave, but a pin here by Fig off that power bomb and a kick out though. The bisexual Kraken, she calls herself, representing the LGBTQ gym. Here in CMV, says Fig, for guys, gals, and glory above all else. That's glory she'll most certainly get if she's able to win this matchup and qualify for the Rising Star ladder match. Able to catch Lily Murphy on the rebound there and stop to the wrist. Oh, there's that Fujiwara armbar, guys. This is what Fig used last week to tap out Brita's Story, but Lily Murphy was able to get out of it rather quickly. I'm sure she watched that matchup. Not going to get her arm potentially snapped in half. What a super kick right there, and an elbow to the inside of the leg. Fig is the bigger woman here between these two, even if only slightly. Lily Murphy seems to want to keep her grounded, which is an excellent strategy when you go up against a larger opponent. Murphy now going to mock Fig, talking some trash. Gets to her feet, tries for a kick, maybe running her mouth a little bit too much. Fig not a fan of it. Barrage of forearms, finishing with a drop kick, perfectly executed. And now to Brett's rope. Close range, dropping an elbow across the chest of Lily Murphy. And now it's Fig, waiting patiently for Murphy to get to her feet. As she Irish whips her off the ropes. Big Superwoman punch incoming, but Murphy's got to sidestep it, and instead, a sit-out facebuster. And Murphy, no wasted motion, as she instantly looks to take Fig out. Grabs a hold of the arm, tries to force her down on the one knee, but Fig, just a few well-placed punches to the gut. Now she goes for a dragon screw. Tearing up that knee of Lily Murphy into the pin. 1, 2. Very nearly got the win right there. See how lethal a dragon screw could be? Oh, look, you can see Lily Murphy. That leg is hurting her. Fig, you know she's got to see that. Like a great white shark in the deep blue sea, smelling that blood. Time to circle. Time to go in for the kill here. Well, the opportunity is still presenting itself. Off the rope she goes. Trying for a big old clothesline. Might take Lily Murphy's head off. She's able to avoid it. On the corner. Looking for her shot. Kick to the back of the knee. And to the ropes with a big savant kick. 1, 2. But a kick out by Fig. And again, this for the sixth and final spot in the Rising Star ladder match at Climb to Fame. who will join Quinn Bell, Chloe Marks, Ashley McKay, Dallas Cole, and Giovanna Vance. Very back and forth this matchup has been so far. Very slow paced. Neither in definitive control. As we get an elbow across the chest, Lily Murphy into the ring. Looks like she might be content trying to take a count-out win here. But Fig's already starting to get to her feet. Looking about, oh, suicide dive! Through the ropes goes Lily Murphy. Not giving Fig any sort of chance to catch her breath. Oh, and now look at the figure four head scissors trying to choke Fig out. Able to escape, though, rather quickly. Big hook to the jaw and another. Lily Murphy able to block the knife edge chop. Oh, sit out impaler. Fig might have chipped a tooth right there. Smacking her face off the floor, and Murphy still isn't done either. Looking for that TK. Oh, that's what won her debut matchup a couple weeks ago, but she's got to get Fig back into the ring now. And she does just that. Fig looks completely out of it. Lily Murphy's taking her time. She knows this is over. Shoots the half, hooks the leg. 1, 2. No, Fig! Able to kick out. It might have just been the time Lily Murphy had to take. Oh, not another one. Well, wait. Another TKO, but Fig reverses into a reverse DDT. What a save by Fig. And a fisherman's driver. Fig is feeling it, and that's bad news for Lily Murphy. Irish whip gonna send her up the ropes. Fig, dragon twist, laser out. Good night. 1, 2, 3. Fig is heading to Climb to Fame. The 6th and final woman to qualify for the Rising Star ladder match. I thought it was all over, man, after that TKO at ringside. And then Lily Murphy tried to hit her with another one. When that didn't get the job done, we got a replay of it here. There was that dragon screw that almost had Lily Murphy done in pretty early on. And so it will be, my friends, that Climb to Fame. Quinn Bell, Chloe Marks, Ashley McKay, Dallas Cole, and Fig for a shot at the Rising Star Championship. Here's the TKO, guys, at ringside that I thought for sure had Fig dead to rights. And here's the pin attempt. Fig able to kick out and then avoid a second TKO, and that's when she hit this dragon twist. Lily Murphy could have counted to 100. Fig punches her ticket to Toronto. Is she ready now is the question for what is sure to be a chaotic 6-woman ladder match. Well, guys, we just saw the Rising Star ladder match rounded out with Fig qualifying. Now it's time to find out who heads to Climb to Fame to be the one to mix it up with Aaron Stone and John Reed. a triple threat ladder match for the Global Championship. Bob Luger, my best friend in the entire world, my incredible co-host on What's the 411 CMV, and the future Global Champion. Bob Luger about to step into the ring with a man he knows very, very well. And we saw quite an intense showdown on the latest episode of What's the 411 CMV when Bob Luger and myself had Chris Andrews on as a guest. The two nearly coming to blows a couple of times. Bloody Britt quite confident he's got this one in the bag, but Luger obviously as well, as two men who have fought plenty of times over the years. But it's been a minute since they met one-on-one. And in this, the finals of the Global Championship Tournament. The Bloody Britt Chris Andrews, who is not coming out here alone either. If you might have missed it, Luger, as he made his entrance, Jeremy Barmore was tagging behind him. And look at this, Ahmed coming out here alongside the Bloody Britt Chris Andrews. I mean, we saw Ahmed try his best to cost Bob Luger his semifinal matchup last week against Salvage. Failed miserably. Jeremy Barmore tried to do the same to the Bloody Britt Chris Andrews in his semifinal matchup against Ben Stacy. Barmore came down to ringside, was a little bit of a prankster, had some guy in the production truck who's been fired now. I found out who it was. We don't tolerate that kind of ish. But had some guy in the truck playing his music multiple times throughout the match trying to distract Chris Andrews, but that didn't work either. Bob Luger, Chris Andrews, two legends, two future Hall of Famers, former world champions. One of them going to move on to potentially become global champion at Climb to Fame again. The winner of this will join Aaron Stone and John Reed, a triple threat ladder match at Climb to Fame, with the Global Championship hanging high above the ring. Our main event still to come, Aaron Stone and Emmett Jones, the regulators, taking on John Reed. Question is, will it be a handicap match, or has Reed found a tag team partner? Even though it's been a long time since these two stepped into the ring against each other one-on-one, I'm sure it's going to feel like yesterday. And we're going to have a crowded ringside area as well. Both Jeremy Barmore and Ahmed watching this one closely. I would like to hope we get a clean matchup here, but I highly doubt it. Even without Barmore and Ahmed being at ringside, this probably wouldn't have been a clean match because Chris Andrews is just a dirty man in more ways than one. But here we go, the bell rings. This one gets on as both go right after each other, but both know each other so well. Luger went low, Andrews went high, but now just tossing Bloody Britt into the air. Now an Irish whip, and we're wasting no time. Jeremy Barmore already getting involved, but here's Ahmed as well. Get that guy out of there. Referee, get them out of here now. Yeah, get out of here. Barmore and Ahmed sent to the back. We're not tolerating any bullshit in this matchup. No shenanigans in a matchup of this magnitude. But look at Luger, takes advantage of the mayhem. Coney Island Cyclone. Oh my God. Just like that. No, it would have been perfect. Luger's not done though. It's time for a wait, Luger, no, armbar, cross armbar, break his arm, Luger. But the Bloody Britt escapes. Arm still intact, unfortunately. And Britt, Dragon Sleeper, Dragon Sleeper locked in. But Luger escapes. No wasted motion by either man. Trying to end this right away. Trying to punch their ticket to climb to fame. Neckbreaker by Luger. Barmore Ahmed sent to the back. And I'll tell you what, I'm this close to finding Ahmed. That's 2 weeks in a row he's interfered in Bob Luger's match. I'm going to start handing out fines like who's sorry. We don't play that here at Octane, especially in a matchup of this caliber, of this magnitude. The finals of the Global Championship Tournament. As Luger transitions into a crossface. The cross armbar locked in again. Luger going after the knees, but Andrews seen it coming. Well done with that head kick. Luger, though, to the outside, straight back in. He's not running. Ooh, Luger got caught in the back of his head with that. Oh. Uh-oh. Luger, that punch to the back of the head might have done a lot more damage than I thought. Look at Luger now, though. Oh, with style, with panache. Who can do it like Bob Luger? What an elbow drop. Again, targeting those old, battered knees of the Bloody Brit. Punch to the back of the head. You know, both Aaron Stone and global champion John Reed got to be watching this one. Who's it going to be that joins them for that triple threat ladder match at Climb to Fame? Big drop kick by the work ethic titan. Pulled up into a spine buster. It is all Bob Luger in this one. Maybe Chris Andrews had one too many pints before the show tonight. Distracted by that scene at the start of this matchup with Barmore and Ahmed. And Luger up to the top. That's a big man. That's a bull about to go flying through the air. Wheel kick. Vintage Luger from up top. 1, 2. Kick out by Britt. Luger telling the ref, that was a slow count, I think. What's this ref playing at? Luger, oh, tripped up though by the Bloody Brit. And Britt now, what's he trying to do here? What's he trying to pull? I don't like this. Nice counter by Luger. I'm going to drop down behind him and again going after those knees. What do they say in England? Knackered. Those knackered knees of Chris Andrews. Oh, he's holding at him too. Yeah, they're hurting. They're hurting something fierce right now. Luger. Off that knee drop, pulls Andrews to his feet, going after the arm. Maybe trying to lock in the arm bar again. But Britt, small package, going to try to steal it. 1, 2. Kick out, though. Nice try, Britt. Bringing Luger to his feet ever so slowly. Going to lock him, though, in that Dragon Sleeper again. Luger was quick to escape it early on. And again here, punches to the side of the head. He's able to get out of it. Both men on wobbly legs. That's an Irish whip to send. Chris Andrews off the ropes once again. Tilt-a-whirl just tosses him like a pancake. Waiting for Andrews to get to his feet. Wheel kick again. Britt might not have any idea where the hell he is right now. I'll tell you, it's Octane episode 116. You're about to be blasted by the work ethic titan. Look at this mean mugging him. Cheeky jab wakes him up. Kick to the gut. Punch to the bicep. If Britt was a smart man, he would have just come out here and laid down. It must be inevitable. You at least could have saved yourself an ass beating. Maybe saved your knees. Revenge! No! Luger! Counters it, but caught with a hellacious clothesline, and Andrews tries again. Revenge! Not like this, it can't be! 1, 2! Yeah! Fucking hell, thank the gods. The wrestling gods are good this day. Bob Luger endures He's hurting though, and Andrews, come on, give him a minute, man. Where's the sportsmanship? Let him catch his breath. Oh no. A trip all the way to Suplex City. Handing out those Germans like candy on Halloween. Oh, come on. Ref. Get in. Come on. This is uncalled for. Good Lord. Help this man. Andrews, you son of a bitch. A second time. This is a modern day Greek tragedy. Oh, give me a break. This might be the worst day of my life. The referee should have stepped in, should have checked on Luger, made sure he was okay to continue, but instead this crooked ref probably paid off with a couple of ice-cold lagers. Unbelievable. The absolute worst timeline. At Climb to Fame, it's going to be Aaron Stone, Chris Andrews, and John Reed. Triple threat ladder match for the Global Championship. Look at this travesty. Luger was clearly unfit to continue. The ref should have called off this match. We should have had a rematch next week or something, but instead, we see this. I don't know how Andrews can be happy with this. That's like beating a corpse. Like walking into the mortuary and pinning a dead body and thinking you did something. Someone get the medics out here to check on Luger, will you? Well, my friends, we still have a good few matches to go here on Octane, episode 116. And as the professional I am, maintain my composure and carry on, despite what we just witnessed. You know, I'm the two-time commentator of the year for a reason. And in our tertiary main event, Salem makes her debut, set to go one-on-one with the woman she's been borderline stalking over these last couple of weeks, Brina Story. It was certainly, if you saw on social media, is ready to get... Oh, what just happened? Whoa, wait a minute, Brina Story out of nowhere, where'd she come from? Brina Story, I think she hopped the barricade and catches Salem with a big Superwoman punch. And now gonna throw her into the ring. This matchup gonna get underway. Referee has rung the bell. Salem's still got a jacket on. I mean, hey, fair play. Salem has cost Brina Story 2 matches in as many weeks. On the debut edition of Shockwave here this season, Brina Story looked like she was maybe moments away from putting away Tori Doyle when some crazed fan held her back at the barricade, got her counted out. And then last week, when Brina Story was facing Fig here on Octane, Salem came down, revealed herself to be that crazed fan, and cost Brina Story that match. Well, now Story's had enough. She's fed up. Oh, but looks for a suicide dive. And a big hook to the jaw by Salem. I don't know what Salem's obsession seems to be with Brina Story, but obviously Story came here not for a match tonight, but a fight as a matter of fact. Salem off the top of the moonsault. Brina Story had a hot start with that pre-match ambush, but she might have gassed herself. She might have let her emotions get the better of her. Now Salem's going to take over. Into the jaw, going to send her into the corner. Closes in with a clothesline, back elbow, and tosses her down to the middle of the ring. Salem has put the work in, getting under the skin of Brina Story the last couple of weeks, and now it might pay off. Into the Black Widow. Brina Story caught in the web of Salem here. Trapped. Nowhere to go. Will she tap? No. Story escapes. Drop toe hold, but she's hurt after that. Out of the corner she goes with a DDT. And quickly tries for the pin now. Perhaps the anger has subsided just a bit. Gives Brina a bit of a clearer picture here. Irish whip going to send Salem off the ropes. It was understandable. Brina Story came into this one hot. Wanted to get hands on Salem. But at the same time, and I've said so many times, you'll let your emotions get the better of you. It costs you matches. You got to maintain your composure. Walks into the middle of the ring to drop her with a big sit-out powerbomb there. Brina Story showing off her strength as Salem tries to get out of here, out onto the apron. Big hook to the jaw and a dropkick attempted, but avoids it. Salem back into the ring now. Irish whip off the ropes, drops down. Leapfrog, trying to gas Brina. That's exactly what Salem's doing here, trying to get her to exert herself. Waste whatever energy she might have left at this point. And now out on the apron, Salem might be looking to take to the sky. He's back into the ring with a stiff kick to the chest. Knocks Story down. Might be enough. 1, 2. Only a 2 count, though, as we get a kick out from Brina Story. And Salem's not happy about it as Brina rolls to the outside. Look at Salem just trying to, like I said before, get under the skin of Brina Story. Or what's the deal? We do not know for sure. Salem's been keeping quiet for the most part. Why she chose to go after Brina Story. Stop to the arm. Some more kicks to the face. Oh, and I think Brina Story might have gotten cut from that last kick. And Salem certainly sees it going in. There's some mounted punches now. This is what I'm talking about. Brina Story, she came out here, gassed to the gills, and ran herself rugged too early. Now busted open, bleeding. Off the ropes, though. Oh, rolls right off the back of Salem. We'll duck that clothesline. Whirlybird head scissors. Up she goes for a drop kick. Well, Brina's not out of this one yet, guys. She's hurt. She's bleeding. But into the pin. 1. Only a 1 count. Brina not going to let Salem get away that easy. Salem, though, hiding an elbow right to the gut. Tries to get to the ropes, but Brina Story stops her. Very nicely done there. She sends her off the ropes now. Drop down. And a Pele kick to say how do you do. Throws her down aggressively into the pin. 1, 2. Kick out. Brina Story had her debut win stolen from her, thanks to Salem. Last week, stolen from her, thanks to Salem. Not tonight. Brina. Nice takedown. Oh, might set her up. To the top rope goes Story. That corkscrew moonsault. Perfect. in the middle of the ring. 1, 2. 2.999, and Brina Story looking around like, you got to be kidding me. As blood looks like that cut is opened up alongside. Maybe, yeah, it looks like maybe her left eyebrow, just under her left eyebrow. That kick cut her open. That might need stitches just looking at it from afar here. Shoved back though. And now Salem to ringside. Brina instinctively perhaps coming after her. Not even conscious of the fact, but elbows to the gut. That's how he started the match at ringside. Guess quite fitting it ends this. Oh! What a kick! Spinning head kick might have just ended this one. Brina Story getting thrown back into the ring. Yeah, Salem's got her right where she wants her. Sets her up for a shining wizard. Say good night. 1, 2, 3. Brina Story, much to the chagrin of Salem, but what a moonsault to follow up, and that could do it. 1, 2, no! Salem looking at the ref saying, are you sure? Are you sure? That was a 2 count. Big knee to the side of the head. Salem is just throwing everything at Brina here, and now looks to slow it down. Brina Story trapped as Salem has her way. Look at wrenching back on the wrist. And glides off the kidneys. As Brina, man, she's surviving right now. Another moonsault, this time across the lower back of Brina Story. And now she goes for Brettro, stalking from afar. Meteora. Yeah, this is getting a little bit tough to watch. Now Brina Story is clearly out of it. She's continuing to kick out. She's refusing to go down, but unable to put up any offense whatsoever. And Salem, look at this, she's having fun. Like taking her time. But Brina gonna make her pay! 1, 2! Oh man, almost stole it. That's why you don't play around. You get cocky, and shit like that happens. I bet Salem will make that mistake twice. Almost completely stolen right there by Brina Story. And she's not done yet. Double underhook. Not just once. Not even just twice. But up again. Plants her. Brina. She's not done. What's she thinking? To the top. Again. Corkscrew. Monumental moonsault. A second time. 1, 2, 3, and Brina has done it. Brina Story overcoming quite the smackdown here tonight, man, by Salem. Salem, though, she made a fatal flaw at the end of this matchup. In my opinion, she had it won. If she had stayed focused, if she had tried to hit another big move, the result might be different, but she decided to play around, to have fun with Brina Story, and it cost her this match. I mean, the last 3 minutes of that match, guys, were Salem just, pardon my French here, beating the shit out of Brina Story. But Brina would not stay down. Fought her way back into the match. Probably would have had the match won after this right here. That double underhook, face buster. But she wanted to make sure the job was done. Monumental moonsault a second time. And Brina Story is victorious. Look, she can almost not believe it. that she actually did it. Salem might have picked the wrong one to mess with after what we just saw. And it has already been a crazy night here on Octane, my friends, as it typically is, but it's about to get even crazier because it's co-main event time. It is Anarchy Rules time, as Max Cutter prepares to meet Alex Young one-on-one. Of course, still to come after this in our main event. The regulators Aaron Stone and Emmett Jones meet John Reed. The question is, will it be a handicap match, or has the global champion found himself a tag team partner for our main event? But the man who has waged war on all newcomers here on the Octane brand, Max Cutter, looks to potentially end a career before it even gets the chance to properly begin here tonight, taking on Alex Young in this Anarchy Rules match. As last week here on Octane, we saw Max Cutter and Brody Anderson defeat the team of Alex Young and CJ Eddie after CJ Eddie let his emotions, I was talking about it in the last match, right, with Breeda's story. Eddie let his emotions get the better of him, and instead of breaking up the pin, went to attack Max Cutter, and that cost him the match. Well, Alex Young, not happy about that, asked for this rematch, and I was inclined to give it to him. One-on-one, Alex Young wants a piece of Max Cutter, and here's his chance to get it. Anything goes. The Lost Soul says he wants a pound of flesh from Max Cutter. Well, he has no better opportunity than to get it here tonight. No countouts, no disqualifications, and plenty of plunder under that ring for these two to play with. But I don't know if Alex Young well and truly knows who it is he's playing with. Max Cutter, who, you know, some people say, I end careers. Oh, I'm such a badass. I'll kill you. Max Cutter, documented proof. He has ended numerous CMV careers. DRH, Ace Reeves almost ended the Bloody Brits career. We would all be so lucky. Max Cutter is the real deal. And I just hope that Alex Young knows well and truly what he's getting into here. But he, along with every other rookie on Octane, kind of banded together after Max Cutter said they all don't deserve to be here. There's taking up space that Max Cutter deserves. And he plans on taking out each and every single newbie until there are none left. Alex Young next on the list. So here we go, the violent one. The Lost Soul, Anarchy Rules, and Alex Young is geeking. He's ready to get out of that corner, man. Anarchy Rules in our co-main event, but it's going to start with a collar double tie-up. Classic. Well, a test of strength. Alex Young is, as you can see, the larger man. And at least height-wise. Might have a bit more muscle on Max Cutter as well. Give him, even if it's just a small strength advantage. This might actually be the way to go after Max Cutter. He's not used to matches like that. To wrestling. Look, Max Cutter, for all intents and purposes, is a not great wrestler. right? As we're talking about like the pure sport of wrestling, the technical side. That might be the best way to go after him, is to try to out-wrestle him like Alex Young is doing here early on. Max Cutter, he likes to throw hands. He likes to use weaponry. He likes to end careers. He's not out there to have bangers, to have a mat classic of any sort. That's not what Max Cutter's about. Another back suplex to force Alex Young to the outside. He's not running back in, gets caught with a hook to the jaw. We're going to drop him on the neck. Again, no disqualifications here. I don't know how long it's going to take for one of these guys to go for a weapon. Off the top, DDT! That could do it right here before a single weapon is even introduced. And hey, just because it is Anarchy Rules doesn't necessarily mean weapons have to be utilized. We've seen that before, a hardcore matchup where not a single weapon is taken out. Oh, well, just as I'm saying that, here we go. Max Cutter must have heard me. Under the ring he goes, a steel chair, the age-old equalizer. Kendrick Russell didn't get the chance to use it earlier, but Max Cutter... Who the hell is this? Oh, wait a minute, that's Marcus Mack, I believe, or Mack... Well... That's one of the other newcomers here on Octane. What the hell is he doing out here? Oh, but Max Cutter takes a swipe at him with the cutter. I don't know what is happening. I'm pretty sure that's who I think it is. Just came running out here. I mean, it is no disqualifications. Max Cutter, though, swiftly dispatched of him. Alex Young, given the chance though, power slam! And Young, thanks to Mac, might have the chance. Oh my God, Brian Buster on the chair! Right down onto the chair! And Alex Young, what? How did Max Cutter kick out of that? I know he's hard-headed, but I thought that was just figuratively. Oh, Young's not finished. Straight jacket, neck breaker. Max Cutter belonged to the straight jacket, if you ask me. And Alex Young again, though. That's not going to be enough to keep him down. That all happened so fast, I'm still trying to process. Look, we know Max Cutter has called out each and every single new signing here on Octane. Last week he was talking trash about Russell, Dusty Burns, and Isaac Diaz. Perhaps Marcus Mack getting to him before Max Cutter had the chance to get to Mack. Obviously, I can't imagine that really went the way he wanted it to. Max Cutter seen him coming and able to stop him from doing any serious damage. It did open up the window, though, for Alex Young to almost put Cutter away with that brainbuster onto the chair. Still don't know how it kicked out of that. Oh, big discus clothesline from Cutter. That's going after the knee now. I really wish these referees would maybe get out of the way. They're always right in front of the hard cam. Oh, God. Young to his feet. No sort of good news, but able to counter. Standing toe-to-toe. Into a full Nelson slam. And Young gonna go for that steel chair. Gonna use it to mollywop Max Cutter. One good shot across the midsection. That might be enough to crack a rib. Hook to the jaw, trying to knock him down to the outside. Again, no countouts. Or maybe there are. You never know with these referees. Not supposed to be any countouts. Let's get some punches now to the side of the head. Thrown right to the side of the steel steps. Okay, there are countouts. Shouldn't be, but again, these referees just seem to do whatever they want to do here in CMV. Well, at least we know for certain that there are no disqualifications because both men have already utilized that steel chair. Oh, Max Cutter's going gorilla mode here. He's just trying to pound on this man, Alex Young. Going animalistic. Oh, back under the ring. This another steel chair. Oh, right over the head. And now striking him repeatedly while he's down. Max Cutter. Get him back into the ring. Oh no, the back elbow. Not Max Cutter, you dick. Not like this. Cutter. That's an intentional count out, just like he did to CJ Eddie a couple of weeks ago. Max Cutter with the count out victory. It's almost like Max Cutter's trying to say, you're not worthy of my time to even beat you properly. The count out king, Max Cutter. Again, shouldn't have been count outs in this matchup. Who knows though? I only run things, but apparently that's not enough to keep me in the loop. I don't know how this match didn't end after that brainbuster down onto the chair, though. Now, what about the arrival of Mac trying to toss a beat into Max Cutter during this matchup? Max Cutter's just made too many enemas, but even enemas. Hopefully he hasn't too many enemas. Too many enemies. But even still able to overcome. Look at that big back elbow. That's an intentional count out win. Max Cutter easily could have gotten him back into the ring and probably pinned him. But Cutter said, you're not worth it. You're not worthy. Not worth my time. And Max Cutter with another win. Another rookie taken down. Well, there's a long line in that locker room of rookies, of newcomers that want a piece of Max Cutter. Well, now, my fine feathered friends, it is time. Our main event of the evening here on Octane episode 116, and the question about to be answered. Has John Reed found himself a tag team partner, or is this going to end up being a handicap match? As we've seen over the last couple of weeks, the numbers advantage held by the regulators doing John Reed in. First, it was that one-on-one match with Aaron Stone. Octane season premiere. Stone won the matchup, but apparently that wasn't enough. As post-match, he and Emmett Jones beat John Reed down with a steel chair, and then we saw last week in a chairs match, thanks to some ringside distractions by Aaron Stone, Emmett Jones able to pin the global champion. And so has John Reed found someone to even the odds here in tonight's main event to take on the Octane Tag Team Champions? John Reed, not a man that has very many friends in that locker room. Wait a damn minute. Now wait just a minute! Is that who I think it is? It is! That's Crow! Zachary Crow is back! The Fallen have been reunited! John Reed has found himself a tag team partner indeed! Crow has returned, and the Fallen have risen here tonight on Octane. Many years it has been since we have seen Crow in CMV. Of course, these two arrived in CMV together as the Fallen. Many, many years ago. We're talking 8, 9 years ago. But Crow back to help John Reed here tonight against the Regulators. I thought for sure John Reed was going to come out here alone. We were going to have ourselves a handicap match. Never would I have expected Zachary Crow to return to help out John Reed. I guess that's what friends are for. Look, those truly good friendships, there's ups, there's downs. John Reed and Crow have certainly been through a lot with each other. But at the end of the day, John Reed calls on Crow to help him out, and Crow is here. And certainly the look on Aaron Stone's face told the story that they also were expecting this to be a handicap matchup. They did not think John Reed was going to find a partner, and certainly least of all Crow, the former Anarchy champion. And now it's time to nut up or shut up. This matchup underway. Aaron Stone going to tag out to Emmett Jones, who delivers a knee to the side of the head of Crow, but quickly gets the arm wrench and an elbow dropped across the lower back. Our main event here on Octane, episode of 116, the Regulators versus the Fallen in a non-title matchup. Of course, we found out earlier tonight at Climb to Fame, it will be for the Global Championship, a triple threat ladder match. Aaron Stone, the Bloody Brick Chris Andrews, and of course, defending champion John Reed. Now, John Reed, there was the potential that he wouldn't even make it to Climb to Fame after what the Regulators have done to him these last couple of weeks, but now the odds are even, with Zachary Crow returning to lend aid to John Reed. Big kick to the head of Emmett Jones, and he wants to get out of there. Tag made to Aaron Stone. As Reed tries to deliver a big boot. I might sneeze. Pardon me. Hey, excuse me, I'm allergic to the bullshit we saw earlier tonight with Chris Andrews defeating Bob Luger. It really got to me. Pin broken up there, though, by Crow. Aaron Stone, look how nice Aaron Stone is, saying bless you from the ring. He heard me all the way over here. That's the kind of guy Aaron Stone is, you know? Even mid-match, takes the time to say bless you. As the tag is made to Emmett Jones. And the Regulators get to work. They might have been shocked at the start of this matchup, but that's worn off now. They're getting down to business and doing what they do best as the Octane Tag Team Champions. Emmett Jones going to try to drop down an elbow here at ringside. John Reed, of course, defeated by Emmett Jones last week in a chairs match. Now we're going to get power bombed on the apron. And oh my God! Maybe an inch and a half away from his head getting smacked into that steel ring post. That was way too close for comfort right there. Stomp to the back of the knee. Aaron Stone and Emmett Jones fully expecting this to be a cakewalk in our main event handicap matchup. Finish what they've started over the last couple of weeks, but no, Crow has returned to help John Reed, the Fallen, reforming. And honestly, the Regulators may have regretted their decision, what they've done over these last couple of weeks. Because now that the Fallen is back, the entire complexion of Octane has changed. Up to count of 15, by the way. Having until 20 to get back into the ring. Hopefully we don't get another count out. And looks like we are. Corkscrew neckbreaker. Well, Emmett Jones is laid out. And wait a minute, maybe. No, he's not getting back in time. That's going to be a count out. I think as the referee, though, we're going to restart this one. Did I say I'm the referee, by the way? As the general manager, I should be the referee, the way these refs have been acting all night long. We're going to restart this matchup. We don't want to see it end that way. It's the return of the Fallen. Can't get some BS like this. That referee was counting very fast as well. Very, very fast. Don't celebrate too hard there, fellas. We're gonna give the regulators a chance to get back to their feet, dust off. We're gonna restart this matchup. Hopefully a more definitive end. Back to their corners. This one's going to restart. So Aaron Stone and Crow in the ring here in our main event. As even John Reed, I'm sure, wouldn't want to win the matchup that way after what the regulators have put him through these last couple of weeks. He wants to definitively put one of these guys down. I'm sure he would prefer for it to be Aaron Stone. Send a message. A very clear, concise, strong message heading into Climb to Fame in the Triple Threat Ladder match. But I'm sure he wouldn't mind getting back at Emmett Jones either. We're going to see big, Kenka kick. Big boot from Emmett Jones there off the inverted atomic drop by Aaron Stone. And Crow, you got to remember, guys, that Crow, I don't even remember when he had his last match here in CMV. I mean, somebody might have to help me out. I think it's been at least maybe, I remember it's not the best. I'd say it's been at least maybe 6 years, maybe even 7. The former Anarchy champion blasted with these discus punches by Aaron Stone right now, though. He ain't going to be remembered very much if this keeps up. A big knee to the side of the head. God damn. Well, Crow might be regretting returning right about now. And an Irish whip into the corner. Gotta wonder how both Aaron Stone and John Reed are feeling after we found out earlier tonight. Of course, still, I will reiterate, bullshit, but nonetheless, Chris Andrews defeating Bob Luger in the finals of the Global Championship Tournament and will be joining Stone and Reed at Climb to Fame Triple Threat Ladder match for the Global Championship. John Reed and the Bloody Brick Chris Andrews do have a little bit of history. Aaron Stone and Chris Andrews are completely strangers to one another. Interested to see them interact. But even the history that John Reed and Chris Andrews do have, it's not extensive. They actually fought, though, once before in a World Championship match many, many years ago. Wild card. It was for the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. John Reed challenged Chris Andrews in failing effort. Well, now the cards are reversed. Chris Andrews challenging John Reed for a World Championship. And, of course, Aaron Stone in the mix. And it's a ladder match, so a lot of different variables. We'll see what happens. Back in the ring comes Aaron Stone. Crow waiting for him, but a roll-up nicely done. Quick thinking by the 3-time global champion. Looking to make it 4 at Climb to Fame. The greatest global champion of all time. Longest reigning global champion of all time. Most defensive of the global championship. Nobody can touch Aaron Stone. Oh, look at this teamwork by the regulators. They're the tag team champions for a reason. Trying to cave in the skull of Zachary Crow. Slowly going to be brought to his feet. It wasn't for the Alpha World Championship. My bad. Probably was Alpha World Championship at Wild Card. Let's keep in mind this was like 8 years ago. Vintage dashing memory doesn't extend that far. Very rarely. In the corner, might be wanting to make a tag right about now, Crow, but Emmett Jones does a good job of escaping. Behind, big close eye to the back of the head. Trying for the pin here to keep momentum of Aaron Stone at an all-time high, heading into Climb to Fame. I saw the regulators last week, guys, a little bit of a recruiting attempt. They're looking for new members to join the regulators. Just as John Reed finally evens the odds, bringing back Crow to help him out. Regulators trying to look for more bodies. Of course, they lost the Ramey brothers last season. They're trying to fill those gaps. Amelia Jones as well, joining up with the Killjoy Club. So they interviewed quite a few interesting people. Haven't heard from them, though. They decided to actually bring any on board. Likes of Van Lightning and B. Barrett amongst those interviewed. I'm not sure B. Barrett would fit so well with the regulators, to be completely honest with you. But then again, Amelia Jones, I feel like, didn't fit very well either. And, oh, look at that rocket launcher. Goes flying as Crow. That's a big man to come barreling down on you. Ooh, kick to the face as well. Pretty straightforward and effective, though. Nothing flashy from Crow. See the scars he has on his body. Time away from CMV. Oh! Emmett Jones raking the eyes! While in that Colorado tie-up, the ref did not see it. This referee is on one, man. The fast count, now this back body drop. Quickly into the pin. Broken up, though, by John Reed. John Reed not the legal man right now, though. Crow is. Scratch and gives Crow a chance to get back into the ring. Back suplex. Feeling it right now is the former Anarchy champion, Aaron Stone, in the ring. Crow going right after him. Big forearm, though, from the big, beefy, wrestling pretty boy. And it might be time for a special delivery. Hooks the leg. You bring back up. It doesn't matter. The right. Crow kicks out Aaron Stone livid. Oh no. But Crow! Aaron Stone looking for a second special delivery. Crow denies it. Nice slam right there. You're gonna go to the top rope. The Crow's nest. Perched. Aaron Stone just had no idea what's coming his way. That's like getting hit with a bulldozer. And Crow. Irish whip now into the corner. Tag to John Reed. The Fallen have risen here tonight. Double back body drop. Sends the wrestling pretty boy flying through the air. Maybe not be quite so pretty by the end of this matchup. Look, I absolutely love the wrestling pretty boy, Aaron Stone. And I think most people do. But there are some out there who do not absolutely love the wrestling pretty boy strongman Aaron Stone. I don't understand those people. A nice drop kick there by Stone. Trying to keep his dominance here on Octane. Mark his territory. By recapturing the global championship that, of course, John Reed took from him at the end of last season, the championship scramble at Final Stand. Tag to Crow. Size of this guy. I'd love to know what he's been doing to get all those scars during his years away from CMV. Because he did not have those last time I saw him. Bang-a-rang! From Big Crow into the pin, but broken up. Not even a one count. Emmett Jones doesn't let that happen. Can I just say, by the way, I don't think I commented about this yet. Emmett Jones, I love those boots. Those are some very nice boots. Bit of cow skin. Very nice. I'd like to get myself a pair of those. Into the corner. This is not where Aaron Stone wants to be. As the tag is made, the Fallen starting to get back into their groove. Obviously, it's been many years since they last tagged together. Crow, who after the Fallen originally splintered off, went on to become an Anarchy champion. Don Reed, meanwhile, of course, many accolades himself. Former Zero-G champion while under the mask of Zach Angel. Former Intercontinental champion, too. And finally, he won the World Championship he's always been looking for at the end of last season. Is not looking to so quickly let go of it. Another rocket launcher. The Fallen are dominating right now. As Aaron Stone looks for a breather at ringside. Crow can use the opportunity to take a swipe at Emmett Jones, it looks like. Yeets him into the ring. As Aaron Stone has been given all this time to recover. I don't like this strategy. Tag brings in global champion John Reed. Beating his chest, he wants a piece of Stone. Emmett's still asleep on his feet. Why is this rep not disqualifying him? Big hook to the jaw. Oh, and the end of days strikes! And strikes deep! This one feels so good for John Reed. 1, 2, no! Close as close gets, but no cigar for the fallen one. Follows up with a springboard moonsault. And he's going right in for the kill. He's not giving Stone any sort of chance. The fall! Middle of the ring, laid out flush. Uno, dos, no tres. Aaron Stone is one of the toughest SOBs to keep down, as John Reed just realized there. Two of John Reed's biggest weapons, the end of days and the fall, not getting the job done, as the tag is now made to Emmett Jones. John Reed still down, stomped to the back of the knee. We've seen Emmett Jones sort of low-key targeting that left knee throughout the match. Impaler DDT. Jones not going to stop there, though, as the global champion hurting. Wants to get him into the corner. Maybe looking for a tag move to finish Reed off. No, nicely done. Oh, out of the ring, though. Reed going to say peekaboo. Big clothesline. Off the top, another moonsault from Reed. Emmett Jones scrambling to get out of there. Reed more fired up than he ever has been before, after the repeated attacks and beatdowns over the last couple of weeks. Guillotine and dropped to the outside as the tag is made to Crow. Beckon for Emmett Jones to get to feet. John Reed, though, says, here, let me help you. What a nice guy. See? That's fucking teamwork. Throws Emmett Jones back into the ring. Right at the hands of Crow, but able to shove him back. Emmett Jones does not let his size stop him, man. Might be the smaller man in any given matchup of his. He goes right after his opponents, man, with reckless abandon most of the time. Big knee to the side of the head. No, missed it. Crow going to try for the shotgun kick right between the eyes. The rocket kick. But instead, Emmett with the cliffhanger DDT. That's what he used to defeat John Reed last week. Whoa! Just at the count of one, though, Reed. Make sure that does not happen. Emmett going to stop him, though, from retreating back out onto the apron. As he hoists up Crow. Crow is a big motherfucker as well. Getting real power from Emmett as he goes inside. Look at the ref now counting out John Reed. She didn't count out Emmett Jones when he was in the ring for 20 years, but now she's counting out John Reed. Oh, wait a minute, pinfall there. Emmett Jones missed that clothesline from off the top. Almost defeated himself right there. John's got to get up, man. He's got to get out of the ring. He's got to get disqualified. Look at the power of Zachary Crow. Military press with ease drops Emmett down onto the floor. And a stop to the bicep just for good measure. Spreads those legs. Crow's just doing as he pleases Emmett Jones right now. Let's be wary of that count, though. I'm not restarting this match again. Let's keep send Crow into the ring and Emmett right behind him. Hit him right in the face with a knife edge shot. Great combo by the former farmer boy. Far from the farm now, though, as Crow with an Irish whip into the corner. Oh, I think John Reed delivered a little cheeky shot to the back of the head. Back into the corner again. Turns him around. What is Crow trying to set up for here? Double axe handle. Flips him around. What is happening? Crow. There's the tag. Okay, a little bit of awkward setup, but uh-oh, fireman's carry. Wait a minute. Crow off the ropes. Rocket kick into the fall. A sort of variation of the fall. The bust Emmett Jones open too, but unfortunately for the fall, and Aaron Stone is right there to make the save. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Another springboard moonsault going to tag Crow right back in. John Reed might want to keep himself fresh heading into Climb to Fame. Not a bad strategy. Let Crow try to do most of the work here. Not to mention John Reed surely feeling the effects of the last couple weeks, getting beat down again and again by the regulators. Almost got the job done right there. Emmett So cut open right above his right eye. Oh boy, running start. Big boy back elbow there. And the tag to John Reed. Can he finish off Emmett Jones here in our main event? He's going to take a running start as well. But Emmett gets up the boot this time. But running into a brick wall. And now in the corner, Emmett desperate looking for the tag. And there it is. Double Irish whip to send the global champion off the ropes. Double hip toss. Nothing super flashy, but that's the Regulators. They don't do anything that's going to necessarily wow you, amaze you. But they're going to beat the hell out of you and get the job done. And I don't care if it's pretty. And Stone the legal man, a whippersnapper. Pseudo revenge. A little shout out to the Bloody Bit Chris Andrews. As now John Reed looking to deliver, I don't know what, here at ringside. But Aaron Stone, DDT! That's vintage Stone. On the floor, this one's over. Get him back into the ring, count to 100. Or throw him into the corner. Stone, seeing how hurt John Reed is here. Knows that he's got the upper hand. Slow down the pace. A gut wrench power slam on the floor. Count of 14, luckily. And Stone will take us back into the ring. Stone, oh. The Regulator is about to hop out on this matchup for a second. Spear! Into the pin. That's what beat John Reed a couple of weeks back. But Crow is here to make the save tonight. And he does not let that happen. John Reed in all sorts of pain right now as the tag is made to Emmett Jones. Superman punch! He didn't learn that on the farm. And now, the finishing touches. But Reed counters out of the butterfly pile driver attempt. Saves him skull from potentially being cracked wide open. And the tag now to Crow. Might be up to Crow at this point. The way John Reed's looking. Like he's being held together by duct tape and a prayer. Into the pig. Crow trying to end this desperately. And he almost does. Crow getting frustrated here. For a man that's been away from the CMV ring for many, many years, I'll tell you what. He has been performing excellently here in this matchup. Love it when I'm seeing from Crow. John Reed knew he didn't have a whole lot of friends. And even Crow might not necessarily be his friend. But if nothing else, there's respect there between the two. The tag is made. Oh, they're going for it again. Crow off the ropes, looking for that rocket knee into the fall. And for the win. 1, 2, Aaron Stone. Breaks up the pin, makes the save, but John Reed says, fuck you. The ball. Blood spattered on the canvas. 1, 2, 3, the Fallen have risen here tonight. What a fight this was in our main event. As John Reed calls on Crow to reform the Fallen and even the odds against the Regulators. And even still, no easy task to put away the Octane Tag Team Champions here tonight. But thanks to the assistance of Crow, John Reed gets a measure of payback heading into Climb to Fame. And the fall First time didn't do the trick as Aaron Stone broke up the pin. But the second time was the charm, and John Reed with some much needed momentum scored from this win. And again, a sliver of retribution as well. But this ain't over, my friends. Climb to Fame triple threat ladder match. And with the Bloody Brick Chris Edge in the mix, who knows what could happen.